Welcome back to Karlstad, Sweden. We're ready again for the World Mixed Doubles Curling Championship 2016. We're down to the knockout stages. It's a calm but nervous atmosphere this morning. And as I speak, I'm sure everyone in the arena can hear me, but I'm too excited to care. We've eliminated 26 teams. 16 of the world's best mixed doubles teams remain playing for Olympic points and a chance to be world champion. For our future game, we'll have USA taking on Austria. My name is Sander Ulvåg, and I'm elated to be joined by our fantastic expert, Sara Korsel. Good morning.
Good morning, Sander. Thank you.
Here you see the round of 16, the first of knockout stages. It's 2 sessions to be able to complete all games. As our first session this morning, we'll have Canada play New Zealand, Norway play Estonia, USA, Austria, and Russia will play Slovakia. For USA, the team lineup, we have Joe Polo playing alongside Tabitha Peterson, and team coach is Wally Henry.
And the lineup for Austria is Sebastian Wunderer, Karina Toth, and team coach Uli Kapp. Gonna take a look at the rules of play. 2 players, 1 male, 1 female. 6 stones per team, and 1 of them pre-placed. 8 ends. Both teams have 22 minutes of thinking time. You throw either stones 1 and 5 or 2, 3, and 4. And the players are allowed to switch positions in between the ends. Both players are allowed to sweep. Holding the broom, having a skip is now optional. And no takeouts allowed until the 4th stone of each end. This, of course, gives us some very aggressive ends of curling. And 1 power play option per team per game, meaning that when you have hammer, you can choose to start it off with a corner guard instead of a center guard, and also a stone in behind it.
Well, it might seem a little confusing, but I'm sure you've followed every game this week, so now you're up to date. If you're just joining us, of course, we will explain what's going to happen. We can start off by saying USA will throw the red stones. Austria will be throwing the yellow. And it's actually USA to have last stone advantage, not Austria. It's USA outdrawing the Austrians in pre-game practice.
Games may begin. Good luck and good courage.
So to start this exciting game is Karina Toth.
Yeah, and she is off to a good start, putting that one on the pin. Of course, a few options for where you put the stone now, and the pre-placed stone is back 4 foot.
Yellow 7. Yellow 7 is flashing? Yeah, it's flashing red. Red and green. Yep.
So Karina just telling the umpire that the number 7 rock they have is flashing red and green, which usually will mean that the stone's a bit low for battery. So just making the umpires aware. So if it ever dies, they don't want that stone pulled for a hog line violation. As
that works.
USA will just come down here, top 4.
Yeah, Joe Polo saying that he's not going to miss the in-turn draw. It's been his go-to shot for the week, I guess, and still so.
Sebastian Wunderer will also throw the in-turn.
Wow, sehr weit. Ist extrem weit. Gar nie.
7, 6,
Gar nie.
6, 5.
Innen, ja. Bist auf der falschen Seite. Ganz hinten.
Waiting a long time for this, and did grab the curl that they wanted. Just rubs off a little bit. Ideal would have been to sit onto the red one. I think USA now are going to try and move them. Try and come up as much as possible onto the top yellow. Touch both of them.
Here's Tabitha Peterson throwing rocks 2, 3, and 4 for USA.
Pretty good. Line's nice. Close on line. Yep.
A 3-time
Line's
World
nice.
Championship
Keep going, though.
participant.
Yep.
Twice as lead and once as alternate. And having a lot of championship experience coming into this event. How important is it to have that championship experience before playing a World Championship?
I think it definitely helps. Every time you get out on this type of ice, in this arena, you're wearing your national gear. It's certainly a special feeling, and I think it's good to get used to it. And you just know how you're going to react and how to deal with those reactions. So I think it definitely helps.
Well, this is 22-year-old Sebastian Winder's first World Championship at a senior level. Having played the World Juniors 2 years ago in Flims, Switzerland, placing 8th as a skip. But has also skipped the Austrian men's team at the European Curling Championships in the B group for 3 years.
Just nose.
And I think this could maybe be a little costly for
On the nose.
Austria.
Okay.
Just not really getting to nose there, sitting at an angle. They're not all going to go. There's some backing, but spread them around, and the USA will be in control of the top 4 foot.
Yeah.
So I think this is good.
All right.
Tabitha has also played the World Junior Curling Championships twice, actually. So this is her 6th World Championship appearance in total, having started back in 2009.
Yeah, and beauty, says Joe Apollo. Agree. There's, I think the yellow one is still lying shot, but she's managed to keep 3 reds around, even that back one hanging on to the back 12 foot. Certainly makes it a bit more risky for Austria, since they don't have the last stone advantage.
So with those reds kind of gathering around and the 4 foot a little bit open, they're looking for the hit now.
Yeah. Well. Carol. Yeah. Nana. Wish. Linie.
A little bit back and forth for the line call from Karina Tot. Sebastian Wunder able to keep on his feet and will make a little hit and roll. We'll take a piece underneath that red stone.
Ich stehe gerade so über die Straße. Wo ist jetzt? Der Pfosten ein bisschen mehr quellen darf, oder? Eigentlich.
Ja, da haben sie einen schweren Winkel. 7, 8. Are we second?
We're second.
Okay.
No, I think we're second.
Well,
No,
if
we
we're
might
not,
not
it
be.
doesn't
We're
matter
not
which
be.
one we hit, right?
We're not second, we're third.
So I might as well hit the open one.
Hit the open one, flop it under.
Yeah.
That's fine.
What Joel Polo means is that they're going to be second once they take out one of the yellows.
Well, hopefully there'll be shot stone after this for Tabitha Peterson, looking for the hit on the back hill and then trying to roll buried underneath those 2 stagger stones, top of the 4. Yeah, just barely nudging towards the pin,
Ja, controlled, glaube ich.
but that stone very much available for Austria.
Nice shot. Nice shot. She rolls out, we got one for 3, so.
controlled.
Linie ist gut.
Carl?
Karl. Weiter. Weiter, weiter, weiter. Weiter, fest. Fest, 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 fest.
Will make the hit. And set 2.
War aber gute Länge.
See what
Nur nicht overpaced.
Schick halt.
shots are available to the US.
It's looking a little tricky. I think they'd like to come right there,
That one at least.
but they can't play that with too much weight
Do you wanna
because I
throw
think
it
this
hard
is
and
actually a
play
little
that?
overburied.
I think so.
So we'll need to come off the yellow one first.
It's either that or I can play the out turn tap.
That's true.
The smash is pretty tough. Let's play this.
The tap. Okay.
Yeah, I'd say the old tap on the redstone's probably the higher percentage shot. Although it kind of
So
looks
just the line.
tempting to play that in off, thinking you might get 2, but that looks really tough to score a deuce. So you might as well play the easier shot to get your 1. And a reasonable call from Joe Polo, a sensible one.
Weight's pretty good, Joe.
This is a shot you've been making all week. Pretty much just a draw.
Weight's good.
Needing
Weight's
maybe
good.
2 feet extra for this one. To tap up the red, Tabitha Peterson on the sweep. Last stone of the first end here. USA looking to score. Will come down onto that red stone, tap it up to the 1 foot. And it will be 1. A good shot by Joe Polo. A good start to the game. We saw a lot of good shots early on. So after 1 end of play, it's USA to be up on Austria, 1-0. We're back in action here in the second end of this round of 16 playoff game.
Coming down
We're
low.
at the knockout stages. USA scores 1 in the first end on Austria.
Okay.
Now the whole format, the group stage, the ranking, everything might have been a little confusing for the normal curling fan, and it's bound to be with 42 teams in the competition. But basically, coming into this round of 16, what they did yesterday is just rank all the teams from 1 to 16, and they put the top 8 in one hat, the bottom 8 in another hat, and they just pretty much pulled out
Länge, hau da.
one hat from one team from each hat and put them together. And I believe the top 4 ranked teams were put on the first draw.
And you can get there with the intern too if you want. It's up to you.
But from here on out, it's
Yeah.
fairly simple to explain, I hope, what's going to happen. So where does the winner go and where does the loser end up?
Well, the winner of this draw and also the winner of the next draw, which is the other half of the 16 teams that went through. So all the winners will move on to quarterfinals tonight. You can call that the A quarterfinals. And then all the teams that lose this draw and then the next draw, they will go into what we could call the B playoffs. So they will also have quarterfinals and semis and finals just to decide for the Olympic points and to get the ranking all the way.
Basically, all the winners in this session and next will be the top 8 teams of the competition, and all the losers, as you said, will go in what we could call the B quarterfinals and actually play for to place 9th in the competition, which will give you Olympic points.
Yes.
So it's quite the important game here. If you lose this one, the best you could finish is 9th by winning the rest of your games. If you win this one and lose your next one, you will place at worst 8th. So, yeah.
Yeah, so this is the game right here.
Yeah, it's a big one.
And so far, a good one. Both teams placing nice draws here. Joe, USA are going to use their top 4-foot stone now to tap it up to the button. And then Austria has one on the other side. So they're going to want to make a good one. I think they're tapping. Can also just freeze the red one to make sure that they can still use this. Or try and lock the red one on to the back yellow in a place where it's going to be in prison.
Good.
I feel like we've sort of changed that US term. I believe they say in jail, but we prefer saying prison.
To me, they kind of mean the same, but I'm not American, so I don't really know.
Penitentiary.
Make sure that your opponent can't remove it with one shot, I guess, is the explanation.
Yep, I believe so. Actually, a term explained to me by Joe Cole. It's very helpful when we're doing the commentary for the World Juniors, and the US team started using that term. Stone was in jail.
9. Ja, das gibt's ja nicht.
And 9 is not going to put anything in jail, I guess. 9 being the weight call from Sebastian Wunderer here, and you can see that yellow one just slipping too far.
I would say that was maybe even a 10. They, well, most teams splitting the field of play, or the playing zone of the sheet into 10 zones, having 1, 2, and 3 as guards. 10 would be the back of that red 12-foot, 4 would be the top of it, and 7 would be the tee line.
I like this.
Okay.
Try to line this up on about 2/3 to 3/4.
Okay.
Tap it a little bit.
So it's Tabitha to tap it.
Oh, like T-line weight this time?
Yeah, another foot.
Yep, it's pretty much the same shot she just threw, just need a tiny bit more speed.
Gotta curl, Joe. Gotta move. Gotta curl. Here it comes.
That's pretty good, I think.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Well, they seem happy enough with the result there.
Was da?
I'd say
9 bis 10.
the angles are
Görben tappen, oder was?
favorable for the US at the moment. And they are sort of controlling the top of that 4-foot.
And so Austria can now use their top 4-foot stone to tap it in, maybe even touch the red one out a bit. Could sit 2 after this, but then USA still has those top stones that they can use.
Well, makes the tap for a shot stone.
You like the same thing he just played?
Kinda.
What do they do?
Or do you like this one?
That's actually pretty good because they can't get there. Like soft, like you're just saying, just through the house, just enough to tap it off the button.
Yeah. Because if we do that, this is for sure jamming like straight on there. Yeah,
Yeah.
we might be shot, but
Okay, I'm good with that.
I think we're shot with yours shot too.
So you're thinking like nose even. Nose or hair high on this one?
Do you like this better?
Yeah.
In the previous game when we showed USA, it was all about the out-turn slash for
Just like
Joe
backline
Polo.
right or-
He was making them for multiple scores in basically every end where they had hammer.
Yeah, I think nose-ish is decent.
So this is pretty much the same, but just with less weight.
Yeah, I was throwing edge with what I was just doing.
Nose to top red. Move that on to the red on the button and push the yellow shot stone out to the side.
Definitely backline.
Okay. Yep. Oh.
Maybe a little more than backline.
Whoa.
Okay.
Well, I have to say that looks pretty good by just the first look.
All right.
Sorry,
Joe
it was
or
a little-
Joseph Polo looking quite happy with it too.
Yeah, and it's not a super easy tap for Austria because they need to come to the button and they'd like to tap it at an angle.
Yeah, I have to say, I'm not even sure if it's there.
Dann geht der da um, der geht da um, der bleibt neu, weil es zweiter links. Also da kann gar nichts passieren, außer du kommst so schnell, dass der voll da irgendwas macht.
Ja, probieren wir.
Achterlänge, oder?
Might just be checkmate for the steal. See if there's enough room to just tap that yellow one to the pin.
Länge ist
Linie
gut.
ist gut, auf Platz,
ist gut.
Spielplatz,
Eher
wow,
kurz.
Curl, andere Seite,
Ja, kurz.
andere Seite. Weiter.
Last one of the second inning here for Austria. It's USA lying one. This a little bit of an angle tap to score. And actually come off the back one. I think maybe that was the way to do it. And that is the way they will do it. I'm not sure if that was the plan, but that seemed to be maybe the easier shot. And they will get there in the end for the single. And it's actually a tied game then after 2 ends of play. So it's an interesting game so far. Tied game at 1 each. Karina Tot will throw the first stone of the third end. Ended up playing her longtime teammate and also sister, Claudia Tot, or Claudia Fischer, as she's known as now, in the final of the Austrian Mixed Doubles Championship. Have you ever had to play family and an important game before, Sarah?
No, no.
And you happy about that? You think?
Yeah, my parents play, but mostly social curling.
So
I've played them, and it's been about a lot of prestige, but never the really important game, which I'm happy about. What about you?
Well, barely anyone in my family has thrown a curling rock, so I've really been faced with that problem myself either.
Two out there.
Too far out there.
Of course, there is a lot of curling family. You see the same surnames, family names for generations.
Länge ist gut. Fünf.
I believe Winder is trying to come around that yellow and onto the back red. Ends up over curling and just tapping up that Yellowstone top 12.
Yeah, so turning into a bit of a different end already, with none of the first stones being frozen. And there is a little bit of room for Tabitha to draw,
Like to the top side of our
to
back
draw in
there,
and sit too.
if it's straight on. I mean, we can.
I
suck
think
one
we
around this
have
way.
a few scores elsewhere as well. Sarah, would you care to update the good people back home?
Of course. Canada is playing New Zealand. They took 4 in their first end and then got the fourth. So Canada is up 4-1. Norway is playing Estonia, and Estonia scored 3 in the second end, so they are up 3-1. Finally, Russia is always up 3-1, playing Slovakia.
The one on the right onto theirs. Spin one.
Okay, I like that.
Like that?
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
control.
Forward, I'm thinking.
Okay.
78% for Tabitha Peterson. Really good numbers in mixed doubles, and of course that would be one of the reasons why they're 6-0 so far.
This might be a time you see a lot of teams just maybe drawing around everything into the forfeit, but it seems like USA really wanted to control the top of the house. They're actually looking to play just a soft weight double on those yellows, not necessarily removing them from play, but at least moving them from the top of the house maybe to the back and out to the wing to open up the scoring area.
Yeah, I like that call. It's so common to get just sucked into that freeze draw play, but if you try and come around, and if you're ever just a slightly bit deep, then you just give the opportunity right back to Austria and actually help them get out of trouble.
Yeah, well, you're definitely not forced to play the forfeit play at some stage. When you're allowed to start hitting, you could just think of it as a normal or traditional curling end. Just the mentality of mixed doubles sometimes gets to a lot of players. Just they think, we need to draw, we need to draw. And sometimes it gets a bit too complicated, especially when you have that last stone advantage.
Yeah.
Saying that, of course, Tabitha ended up wrecking on that guard. But does, of course, open up the center line. So we're getting a, maybe I would say, untraditional mixed doubles end, and a more traditional curling end.
So not really happy with the way they ended up punching their own yellow back. Just over curling, I think they were actually hoping to push the yellow back onto the red.
I mean, if we go under the corner, they're for sure doing that.
Yeah.
But if we go under the center, their target's
running.
bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got.
Is there any way? Are those even?
They're a little bit hooked. The left one's a little bit deeper,
So is it worth it
so
to,
it's almost hooked, but it's.
to do anything with them? Or do you want to?
I mean, I don't hate going under either one of those guards. It's just whatever one we're going to make, I think, is the better one. Whatever one you're more comfortable with.
I don't know.
Or you could freeze the back one.
Yeah, could.
My initial thought was under the guard, but I mean,
Let's just do
we're going to
that.
have to make a double.
Yeah.
So. Should be playing away.
Whoa!
In the end, the call is to come around that corner guard and try and sit two. The line's looking pretty good. Just maybe
Nice shot.
coming up a wee bit
Good
deep.
judge, Joe. Gleiche Länge.
Yeah, but
Ganz
still,
klar.
that's
Yeah.
not bad because if Austria come after the one behind the corner guard, then they're not going to be shot. So they're going to now need to tap this up, which is probably the more difficult shot. And if they ever don't make this perfect, they're going to leave USA a chance to sit three.
Whoa.
Curl.
Curl, ja.
Fest. Komm, Sebi, alles.
Das ist genau andersrum gespielt.
So that is the mistake that USA was hoping for. And if they can now wrap one around here, might even force Austria to try and freeze to get out of trouble.
Yeah, there's room to make it, I think.
In turn or out turn, doesn't matter.
In turn,
Yeah.
go to, yeah, you're going to just basically split the center line.
Yep, okay.
Top 8.
This US team initially didn't qualify for the national playdowns,
Line's
but
tight.
their
Line's tight.
federation
gotta go.
just told them, you know what,
Gotta go, Joe.
you guys are too good not to be in the nationals,
Whoa,
so
whoa,
they
whoa.
put them in there. I guess
Whoa,
as
yep,
a bit of a
yep,
joker,
Yep, yep.
and they ended up winning it all. So now in the playoffs,
Sorry.
seemed to be a good decision by US Federation to
Sorry,
give them a
it's too much
wild card.
weight.
Yeah.
Thought that it would kind of glide a little.
Shit, that's a triple.
That just nudging the top 12 stone.
Still got a piece under.
Yeah. Just looked like a lot, so I was like, yeah, you can probably get up.
That's why
Wrong.
I said line only.
I know.
Yeah, so still got a piece under the guard, but I think there's a chance to remove all three. Austria need to at least make the double here.
Sebi, wenn zu viel curlt, dann haben wir immer noch den Hit and Roll hinter
Ja.
die Corner.
Wow, wow, wow. Curl. Curl. Voll. Jetzt weiter, 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 weiter. Wisch. Irgendwo mit.
Trying to make this curl now. and she will touch two of them, but unlucky to stick the back one.
Check that one.
And just USA just having a look now if they're sitting one or two.
Do you like the same out turn you threw to the wing?
Yeah, you could do that too.
Is that easier?
This is not hard. I mean, you just need to touch the 8-foot. I don't mind it through that port though.
So it's
I'm just a little worried about the curl with that out
draw
turn.
for
If we get
3.
out there, it's going to turn over and tap them in.
Oh, there you
Know
go.
what I mean?
That's the concern for Joe
I
Polo.
aimed edge of 4, and it kind of took
So
a
wanting
while
to throw the
get
same
across.
turn that
you might want to take a
Tabitha
little
just threw,
less.
pretty much that corner guard path. As we've seen sometimes, if you go a little bit wider, yeah, actually sometimes end up catching more, Carl.
Weight's good.
So feels like more of a guess to go wider in around that Yellowstone to the center line. And with Tabitha just throwing this line, they should have a decent guess for weight. This one's seeming to slow down and actually pulling up way, way short. So only 2 for USA. The missed opportunity there by Joe Polo.
Sorry.
But after 3 ends of play, the US team will lead Austria 3 shots to 1.
Never missed one of those in a while.
Well, it's tough because we don't do that track ever.
Yeah.
So
See, I feel like that'd be good down the middle. Or right to,
Where'd
the,
you
to
aim?
the middle. Just that far inside edge of 4. Soft release.
I think it's all there, Joe.
Okay.
6, 7.
Top button. That's pretty good. Top button.
So the first stone of the first end coming down here
Perfect.
from Joe Polo. And indeed, that is a perfect throw. I think that's probably the ideal spots, either that or the freeze.
Yeah, I agree. I like keeping it in front of the 4-foot. Just worry about that shot stone back of the tee line later and try and get control of the top.
Ja, Linie. Fest Linie. Vorbei, vorbei.
Well, that's, I guess, kind of the only problem keeping that room is it is possible to come and sort of tap it off the face of the back yellow, as it's just sitting in the open now.
If we go behind it, it's frozen on theirs.
Right.
We're shot right now, so I mean we can be second shot in the back of the button. That's not bad either. I think I gotta go.
Okay, go ahead. Plenty of room. Line's good, line's good. Line's good, Joe. Whoa, no, 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 straight, straight.
I misswept it, sorry.
Nur daher, so 7er Länge.
Ja.
Nur 7.
6, 5, 6, 7, 7.
Schon lang aus.
So there's definitely a more traditional end of mixed doubles curling. There's the race to the tee line and the forefoot as Sebastian Wanderer played that with a little more weight than they planned. And Joe Polo now taking a look if that yellow one's going to come through the hole.
Well, I think it's pretty close.
That double might go right through the hole.
It's possible, just need to catch it in the right spot. And the question is, what is the right spot?
Freeze on it too.
Yeah, that's always just the thing though. You
This
need to
way?
catch it in the right spot.
Yeah.
I mean, the double might go right through the hole, but it might wreck on ours.
And then that would look bad.
That'd be bad.
Yeah.
So.
Just freeze on that
I
one.
mean, even if it's nose freeze, it's good.
Yep, so just playing the higher percentage shot again here.
Little bump.
Mine's good. Well, wait only.
Sometimes you just want to make those fancy
Lots
shots.
of room.
But the experience of Tabitha and Joe showing here, I think, a few times already in the game. Just making the easier shots sometimes. This one just bouncing off that yellow. We're looking to freeze it.
Mitte. Damit
Ja.
er relativ hoch rüberkommt.
Passt.
Damit er relativ hoch
Ja.
rüberkommt. Komm mal rauf. Was einfach scheiße ist, er muss da nur drauf spielen, dann wird er immer den Shot. Auf den.
Ja.
Ich hätte jetzt eigentlich das gespielt. Oder da innen anwickeln wäre auch gut. Ich glaube, der ist fast besser. Damit der sich ein bisschen löst da.
Geht auch, ja.
Weil der liegt total scheiße.
Ja.
Gleiche Länge wie jetzt, der war jetzt eh so 8. Aber nicht länger auf jeden Fall.
Ja.
Selbst wenn er da liegt, ist es okay.
Ja.
So innen rein, oder wie?
Ja, so, weiß nicht, 3/4 oder so.
Ja, nur
Das halt
das.
einfach ein bisschen reinrollt.
Genau, das sollte man nicht. Also,
Er sollte nur nicht ganz außen treffen, auch wenn er nicht. Ja,
nein, er sollte ihn, er
er
muss ihn
sollte ihn
innen
eigentlich
treffen.
innen treffen,
Ja.
ja. 8.
So just saying they want to catch the inside of this
Ah,
red stone top 4.
Ja,
Try and unlock that yellow stone on the left-hand side and kind of roll the shooter to the center line. Karina was just telling Sebastian not to throw it too hard, saying things like, "Well, the freeze is okay." As he has overthrown a few of these shots.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
And
No, no.
it's so
Yeah.
easy to do also in mixed doubles because there's always so many stones in play that
Ja, ja.
you think that you can always catch on to something, but when those draws come up a little heavy, you just might not get the line.
I think this is a bit heavy too, Sarah.
Yes. So the words to be cautious from Karina didn't really catch on.
Still play that.
Well,
double.
she was, I think she said it in a good way. She said the freeze is good. Didn't necessarily say don't throw it light, which is kind of a negative.
Yeah, I think just
You
throw
don't
it
want
in
to
here.
be saying things like that. But
Even if we're here, is that
Even
okay?
if we're there, I think
no, it
it's
didn't quite
okay.
work out. It does punch that yellow stone in, but kind of sandwiched in between those red stones though for our second shot, and that's not really going anywhere.
Unless you like hitting that side one rolling into the pile. I don't know if I like that much either.
I think I like this.
Get on top button, we'll be in good shape.
Yeah. So, same-ish weight. I'll just give myself a little less.
Same weight?
Or I can give you. Okay.
Yeah, and Tabitha's been throwing this draw a couple of times now. It's the same draw she also threw during practice for hammer. Just looking for top of the button.
Feels feels like it's there.
Okay.
Wait only, Joe. Wait only. Line's good. Line's close. Sit. Sit.
Sit. That's good.
Yeah, very nice draw to the top of that 1 foot.
About as good as we could do. I mean,
Dann müsste der Zweier gehen, der Achter und der Einser auch. Dann bleibt halt der Fünfer.
Okay.
Aber lieber ganz innen, Sebi.
Ja.
Still a bit of a setup shot here for Austria, trying to spill a few yellow and leave some reds, but
Scheiße.
that's pretty clear what he thought of that. Just the last thing they said there was also to make sure to be on the inside. Of course, that was a little too much on the inside. USA sitting 2. One more stone to come for them.
Here. Like 4. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Do you think that leaves a
It
path?
leaves them a bit of a pocket.
Yeah. What if we just do this?
How about we tap it to back button?
Nose?
Yeah.
We'd still only be 1-2.
That's fine. We're stealing. What do you think? Tap it onto them or tap it back button?
I think tap it straight on.
Okay.
Weight's just there.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Line's hair tight.
We're bumping. We're bumping.
Hold it. Oh,
7, 8.
Well, not jubilation from Tabitha Peterson, but I don't think that looks too bad. See what Austria has left here to score.
Triple there.
Mit dem muss ich da rein, dann können wir eigentlich
Ja.
2 machen.
Ja,
der
der
bewegt
wird
sich.
ziemlich liegen bleiben.
Ich muss halt
Also
relativ
ich würde
hoch.
sagen, dass wir
Ich muss ihn relativ voll
einfach
treffen.
auf einen voll. Was für einen? Den. Ich hätte gesagt, den nur so Viertel und einer auf den.
Der geht sowieso. Der geht von dem weg. Der ist zu schwer, da komme ich glaube ich nicht gut hin.
Also ich
Sollen
würde
wir Timer
auf,
nehmen?
ich würde auf einen einfach.
Na, da komme ich so
eine.
knapp vorbei bei dem.
Ja, wenn wir da Viertel gehen auf den und dann einer fallen daher.
Dann kann ich ihn gleich schnell spielen.
Ja, nachher geht er am Ende da vorne wieder irgendwo hin.
Für den Timer nehmen.
Können wir da? Wo ist der Umpire?
Just tell them time out. Just tell it time
Sorry?
out.
Sorry, excuse me. Sorry, we want.
So timeout has been called by Team Austria, and we'll have a very experienced coach of Ole Kapp make his way down to the ice. feeling like this is a bit of a key moment in the game here, needing to score.
Muss irgendwas da auf der anderen Seite machen, also auf der kommt nicht dran.
Also ich denke, es geht eh, wenn für einen, wenn es gut läuft, oder? Oder setzt ihr ein für zwei? Nein?
Ich kann für zwei, jeder den für einen spielen.
Definitiv. Ich würde auch über den Winkel gehen,
Mit
außen.
welcher Länge? Control oder?
Nee, ich würde den schon schneller.
Schon schnell, ja.
Durch die Pocket
die
kommt
Lücke
er
geht
nicht
er
durch.
nicht, ne?
Der läuft da eher so raus, wieder müsste jetzt ganz dumm laufen.
Ich würde ihn auch schnell spielen.
Zumal der Gelbe hinten liegen bleibt, du musst aber den mittleren, den Shot ein bisschen bewegen.
Eben, aber ich glaube, der bewegt sich dadurch schon. Der liegt nämlich ganz dort.
Ja, aber das passt.
Ich glaube nicht, dass sich der Rote durch den bewegt,
Ja, ich
weil
weiß
der
nicht.
eher
Dünn.
in die Richtung weg
Den
geht.
Einser
Ja, eben, wenn ich
möglichst
ihn-
dünn
ja.
treffen und dann genau in die Pocket rein.
Schnell, oder?
Ja.
Schauen,
Okay.
was passiert.
Wie wollen wir treffen? Wie viel?
Nur ein Achtel, oder? Ganz wenig. Ja.
Ganz dünn,
Zentimeter.
okay.
Ich glaube sogar mit einem Viertel geht, glaube ich auch,
Ich
weil
glaub auch.
dann bleibe ich da liegen.
Ja.
Ich meine, ich darf ihn nur nicht zu voll treffen, oder?
Und auch wenn er ihn zu voll trifft, dann geht er, glaube ich, so um mich und auf
Ja,
den.
wenn er ihn
und dann,
ganz voll trifft,
Nein,
dann geht er gegen
ganz
den.
ist, dann bleibt er stehen, ist klar. Aber wenn er nicht seit halb trifft oder so, oder ein bisschen mehr.
So, oder?
Ja.
Well, it's a bit of a guess what's going to happen when you hit this one. They're thinking maybe that Yellowstone in the middle might move the shot stone, but by catching the inside, you might actually drag it away from it a wee bit. I'm not sure how much action you'll get on it, and even if you do, it'll probably jam on that red stone to the left.
Geh mal ganz kurz
Where
weg
your
mit dem,
shooter
ich
ends
seh den
up.
Gelben nicht.
Well,
Okay, ja.
are you ever touching the top red, or are you just rolling straight left?
I think they're trying to catch the red one so thin. It's gonna go down a little bit. It almost looked like the easiest call was to just come onto the shot stone, but I don't think they're seeing enough space.
Well, last one on the fourth end. I'm sure something's going to happen here. We'll see. The yellow will wiggle and spin all the way through, and they actually end up scoring one with that yellow stone on the right, I believe.
Es hätte noch mehr werden können. Ist richtig.
Yeah, and they're not far away from scoring two either. If that red one the yellow one just stops a little sooner.
I'll have to be honest, Sarah. I did not call. I was not able to call that. I was thinking like you, maybe just a straight whole nose tap for one, but in the end, he ended up scoring. And after 4 ends of play, this is the scoreline: USA 3, Austria 2, and that will mark half-time. Both teams having a chance to get off the ice and talk to their coach and regroup for those next 4 ends. We'll have some highlights for you, but first I'd like Sarah to just update us on the other scores in the arena.
Of course, Canada has a big lead over New Zealand, up 6-2. And Estonia is up 4-2 on Norway. They used their power play in the fourth end, but only got a score of 1. And also Russia has a very convincing lead, 7-1, playing Slovakia.
Well, there we go. And in a few minutes, some highlights, of course, from those first 4 ends. And then we'll be back with the rest of the game.
Das Einzige, jetzt haben wir viel gebraucht. Wobei, ja, ich sehe gerade, sie sind da noch.
In the first end of the knockout stages and the game between USA and Austria, It was Austria sitting 2, and Joe Polo has a tap to score 1. And he will come down to the red stone, tap it far enough, and USA with a score of 1 in the first end. In the second end, it was USA sitting shot after another nice tap by Joe Polo. And Karina Toth needs to tap their stone in for shot, but it looks like they have some some tough angles. She will actually catch their back yellow one, gets in just for shot, and Austria scores 1 in the second end. In the third end, well played end by USA, and they have a draw to the 8-foot to score as many as 3. This one just slowing down a bit too much. The sweepers can't get it into the rings, so USA will have to settle for a score of 2, and they will take a 3-1 lead after 3 ends. Finally, in the fourth end, Austria used their timeout to figure out how they were going to score in this situation. And it's Karina Toth with the up weight. And look at this. Will move everything around in the 4-foot and actually score 1 with that yellow one on the right-hand side. So they make the game a little closer. After 4 ends, it's USA 3, Austria 2.
And I believe we're quite close to get this fifth end started. If you're just joining us, we are here for the World Mixed Doubles Curling Championship 2016 in Karlstad, Sweden. It's the first of knockout games, round of 16. So 16 teams remain. We have 8 of them playing in this morning session. There will be one more session of this knockout stage, and then we'll be on to quarterfinals. So the winner of this game will move on to the quarterfinal. The loser will pretty much be knocked down to what we could call a B-road quarterfinal, playing for the 9th place and Olympic points as well. And quite the important game. Winning today, you are top 8 in the world, with 7 spots at the Olympic Games in Pyeongchang in 2018. Quite important to make it to that quarterfinal. As you could assume that maybe for a nation to qualify for the quarterfinals 2 years in a row might just be enough to grab a spot.
Yeah, so it would really set you up for a good position before next year's Worlds.
Very nice freeze by Joe Polo.
Länge.
7 bis 8.
Our back rock's gone anyways.
Yeah.
So USA now not too bothered with getting rid of their own backing. Playing a little more weight now, and I think it's a good call. If they could score a multiple again, that would leave them in a great position in the game. So Tabitha Peterson now lining 2 red ones onto 1 yellow.
Well, here's the time clocks. We'll see Austria with about 9 minutes, although having used their time out. USA with 7.5 minutes left. Well, with 22 minutes and 8 ends of play. You have 2 minutes and 45 seconds per end on average. So, yeah, and just maybe slightly behind schedule, USA.
Yeah, we've certainly seen some teams struggle for time this week. Mixed doubles being a fast-paced game.
Carol.
And also maybe teams that elect to use the sweeper rather than a skip, because then both of you might be down in the rings looking at the situation and then travel down together, and that's going to take you a little more time.
Well, we have seen USA discuss a few calls. And usually been able to make the right one in the end, I think. So spending, well, using their time well so far.
Plenty of room. Yep, yep.
So USA line 2 here, drawing to line 3. It is USA with the last one advantage, so Austria is going to have to do something here. As this draw from Tabitha just pulling up a wee bit short, leaving that top 12 a good chance for Austria to hide in behind it, and I do believe they'll play a hit and roll.
Yeah, they can see the inside. Well, they've got plenty of space to this red one, so just trying to roll on top of the shot stone. Important to make this now, though. Make this, and it's going to look really good for them to force USA to take one. Don't want to leave your shooter in the open.
Very nice little hit and roll there from Sebastian Winderer. Is able to bear the inside of that Yellowstone.
Yeah.
Pretty snug port to come through on the out turn for Tabitha. Looking to actually corner freeze the yellow.
Yep. Whoa, whoa. Yep. You're good, you're good.
Well, we'll get through the port, but just coming up slightly heavy. Enough to sit
Good,
two, though.
Real nice.
Yeah, it's a really nice shot, because it's not going to be so easy to follow it either.
Aber das Problem ist, dann haben sie den Double, gell? Ich muss relativ weit rein.
Ja, wir müssen halt innen bleiben. Also wir dürfen nicht ausrollen, sondern da müssen wir liegen bleiben.
Ist gut.
Ja, ein bisschen tappen soll dann schon.
Warum? Der liegt ja, den kriegen sie nicht mehr weg.
Ja, gut.
Einen schreiben sie sowieso.
Passt, legen wir Freeze auf.
So, oder? Oh, es ist schwierig von der Länge. Ein bisschen weniger vielleicht.
Linie, shit!
So Austria is going to need to try and follow this now. As you said before, Sander, it's not a big port.
Well, it seems to be hanging out there. I wonder if it's maybe a little pacey. And won't come off the yellow guard. And actually will touch the red, but I don't think enough to move the back red out for third shot. And this might very well be a draw for 3.
Is it easier just to hit that one on the nose?
You could.
Probably not.
So it will be a draw for Joe Polo. Can't tap his own red very much if he wants to score 3 here. Just coming up a bit short. Again, that's the second time he's come up short coming this way for a score of 3. And again, USA just scoring the 2, unless they want a measure. Certainly looked like 2.
Yep.
And I believe Winderer also confirming that will be 2 points for USA. Still them in the driving seat as score now is 5 shots to 2.
I mean, every time you've thrown it, it hasn't
We
been
still
in
have
normal track.
a few power plays left, perhaps.
For extra points, it hasn't been in normal track. So,
Like I tried to be a little heavy, and I tried to get it there
yeah.
because I knew it was in the middle.
Yeah.
But, and I thought it might be slowing down some. So I'm going to tighten up the ice a hair.
Yep. Sounds good.
Well, just mentioned power play, and we will have power play. Austria down by 3, feeling like this might be the time to use it and catch up with USA. And we'll just see Joe Polo looking to play the tick shot on this corner guard, but will over curl and actually just tick the stone in the house and leave that red shot stone. A fresh reminder about what power play is, Sarah?
Yeah, sure. As you said, you can use the power play once in every game. You can use it when you have hammer. It cannot be used in an extra end. And basically the team with the last stone, they will have the stone just touching the T-line, and it will be protected by the corner guard. And I think the shot that Joe Polo just tried is the most common. You try and come to the outside and tick the corner guard in for a center and roll your shooter out to force it back in towards the center line, and also, of course, free up the way into the onto the shot stone. And Karina Todt makes a good come around.
Edge 12, yeah.
And USA still not allowed to hit.
Close.
And this, of course, means that we quite often see multiple scores when the power play is used.
Yep.
So tick shot being tried again here.
Sit.
Sit.
That one
Good
went
shot.
out.
And a good shot. Removes the corner guard completely. Quite often the perfect shot would probably be to try and get it perfectly to center line, because Austria can freeze onto this, and it's now very much like a traditional end of curling where the team with hammer will try and spread stones around. Just avoid doubles and triples and then get a multiple score that way.
Well, I believe that red stone is shot. Why won't Austria just play the hit there and lie 3? Why are they keeping it there?
Well, they could, but that will also leave all their stones kind of grouped together, and if they could freeze that other red, then that one would be maybe locked on, making it difficult for USA to remove multiple stones. Basically, trying to keep them spread out as possible for as long as possible, and then go after the shot stone.
Well, that plan being a bit unraveled here as the Winderers draw coming all the way through the house, and Tabitha Peterson will have a free go at getting to these yellows on the wing.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Whoa!
Definitely catching something here. 1, 2, and I believe that jam was
There you
always
go.
going to be there.
That's fine, Tab.
It was pretty hard to
Need to
avoid.
curl a little more.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you had to curl it more to catch the back one thicker, but I'm not sure if you had enough weight to actually spin that over the top and out the house. It's maybe the best they could do, actually spinning that yellow stone to the center line, leaving Austria with less separation while they're now drawing the opposite side. Actually looking to corner freeze the red stone here, I think. Just thrown by Tabitha. And it's a Wanderer sweeping against the curl here, trying to keep it straight, seeming it seems to be over curling, and it will. Not even, might just be out counting Redstone in the bottom right corner. But USA will be able to hit the open yellow and sit 2. As you see, Tabitha already out the hack, maybe trying to save some time now after having spent some of it. And will stick around to sit 2.
Oder soll man Freeze spielen? Ist dein letzter.
Good throw. How much ice you taking there?
That was,
This much outside edge?
yeah, not even.
Yeah, so maybe calling the freeze here.
Ich sowieso nicht mehr. Mein, der wäre auch okay.
I don't mind the freeze here, hoping that USA might try and blast it out, and then you have a chance to come after that Redstone on the wing for 2.
Also dann kriegen wir halt nicht beide gleichzeitig.
Ja, probieren wir den.
Yeah, I like it too,
Ja, nicht
rather
so
than
weit.
if they hit and
Ja,
roll,
solange
and
der Second ist, wir müssen es eh probieren.
if USA can just nose hit that and avoid leaving a double, then Austria will be forced to 1. So gonna need a good roll. Sebastian Wanderer out towards the wing, try and find some cover, try and force the mistake
Ja, Linie. Fest.
from USA.
Oh. Oh. Der knallt gar nicht.
We'll hit and roll out. That's not going to leave them a whole lot. Not really putting any pressure on USA to make a tough one here.
Hey.
And just by the body language of Wanderer, he doesn't look as confident as we've seen him in other games. Struggling a little bit.
Okay. Job.
And Joe Polo not struggling at all. Just gets rid of the red, and that will be, well, USA's made a very good, played a very good end to avoid the multiple score for Austria when they had power play. So I wonder if USA might use their power play in the next end.
Well, to do so, Austria will have to score here. And we're down to the last one of the 6th end. Austria trailing by 3, really needing to make this draw for the single to keep them in the game.
Ja. Bald extrem viel.
Well, this one might be pulling up short, Sarah. It's a tough scrub to get it there. It's not going to get there, and it's a steal of 1 for USA.
Never mind. 1 red.
So after 6 ends of play, USA with a 4-point lead, and we will not have US power play
Maybe we can use it at 8. I don't know.
as
Probably not.
they were planning.
Maybe.
Echo confirmed.
Softer loose, but big kick. Line's good. Line's a little tight. Go ahead.
Seventh end underway here in the future game between USA and Austria. The winner will move on to the quarterfinal. The loser will drop into well, pretty much the B playoffs.
Good throw, Joe.
A playoffs that will only lead to placing 9th in the World Championship. But it's all about the Olympic points, and that's why that is also very important. We have at least one final score and a few other updates, Sarah. If you care to have a look elsewhere in the Löfbergs Arena?
Of course, and I can tell you that the first team has moved on to the quarterfinals, and that will be Russia, leaving Slovakia in the B quarterfinals. And I can also put a smile on your face, Sander, and tell you that Norway stole 3.
Yeah,
so they're up 7-4 playing Estonia. It's a really great game over there. And finally, Canada is leading the game against New Zealand, 11 shots to 2. It's looking good for the Canadians to make the quarterfinals as well.
Yeah, Canada just been steamrolling through the championship so far.
Yep, for line.
I wonder if we'll ever get a
hold the line.
neighborly battle between USA and Canada. That could be quite a big one, as for me, they've been two of the very best teams of the event so far. Been very convincing.
Leichter tap. Any more broom and I'm waiting.
75% for Joe Polo so far in the game. Those are very solid numbers for a mixed doubles play.
Swept it all the way to the back one.
Yeah, I think that's where we're going to see the teams pretty much now from now on. 70, 75 and over. And Sebastian Wanderer not having the best day that we've seen so far, 56% for this game.
Ja, Linie. Wie lang?
9.
Ja, fest. Lieber Kerl, fest. Alles sehen. Komm, 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 gib ihm. Fest. Komm, 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 der wird richtig gut. Fest. Komm, alles, fest, fest, fest.
Maybe it makes up for it a little bit there. It's a nice tap, leaves the shooter in a good place.
Do you like normal?
Yeah, normal's good.
USA have played 80% as a team through the group stage, 6 games. And with that, are second ranked, just behind Norway, playing 82% for the week. And Canada in 3rd place for stats. As we see Tabitha play a very little nice hit and roll. And does angle those red stones onto that black yellow. Well, leaving Austria a whole lot to play around with here, as we'll just have another peek at the time clocks. Just over 3.5 minutes for Austria. Actually, for Austria now, getting a little tight for time, having seen USA speed it up a wee bit and looking a little more comfortable now.
8-9.
Wow, ist länger, oder?
Yeah, and I also think USA can be quite comfortable. It is Austria with the last stone in the 7th end, but USA up by 4 points. They don't really have to overthink or over complicate anything. Just to make sure that Austria can't score too many.
Okay.
Actually, if you just hit it in here and make the double, you spin up into here, that's pretty good.
Okay,
throw
so
like firm and hit half a rock.
Okay.
That would be pretty
Does
good.
it matter which turn?
Yeah, two options. Catch it really thin, just make the double, or catch all thicker and make the perfect roll up towards one foot. Joe Paul thinking you might be able to do both. Tabitha Peterson, is able to throw some heat here.
Yep. Yep. Whoa. Whoa, whoa.
And we'll just make that perfect roll up to the 1 foot. Very
yeah,
nice.
good enough to sit two, and I think the back red out counting the back yellow as well.
A little less? Does that kick it out a little?
Yeah, if you hit it.
Yeah.
I guess it's probably a third.
Yeah.
Just hit half. Just spun right up in there.
Wenn wir jetzt nicht trocken werden, dann ist es so, dass es gut ist. Wir können noch 10 probieren, aber
So anstützen, man den so aussieht. Der wird dann da liegen bleiben.
ich weiß nicht, wahrscheinlich ist der Cap besser, aber ich weiß nicht, ob man da so gerade
Es ist halt
reinkommt.
schwer, dass wir beide schlechter kriegen wie ihn.
Ja, eben.
Sollen wir den probieren?
Nur Angst, dass ich dann wieder am Schluss ohne was dastehe. Weiß ich nicht. Oder vorn drüber?
Nein, da die eigentlich nicht. Ich glaube, für das ist es jetzt spart.
Schnell? So?
Ja.
So difficult shot here for Sebastian Wunderer. Going to try and hit as much as he can see of the reds, which is not a lot. And spills them around. Still USA with shot stone back of the button. At least leaving Austria with a little bit more of room.
Yeah, it's a pretty good shot from just to score, but of course they are looking to score more than 1 point here. And that is the problem.
I think so.
Yeah, stealing 3 against this American team in the final end is
Draw in there and you could work off
not
that.
going to be easy.
I just see another yellow one down there, but I think it's not supposed to be in that spot.
And Austria, yeah, with tight for time, only
Fair
2
hand.
minutes
You
left.
scored last time.
One more stone to come,
See, I am confused.
and then one more
Yeah,
end.
but I still like that.
Okay, so top button. Just sneak it past theirs. I'll take plenty ice. If we come off the red, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Right?
Plenty of weight, I think.
Lot of room too. Oh, line's good.
Probably an 8, 7, 8.
Go ahead then. Go off the red. Yep. Hard.
Coming down.
Oh.
Coming down.
Oh. Oh.
8, 9.
Oh.
Na, der bleibt noch da liegen.
Shoot, that was close.
Just overthrew it a little.
Wir müssen den Tap spielen.
So the call for Austria here is to come on the out, turn that yellow. And Redstone
Do one more
back
time. Yeah,
for
thanks.
the shot stone. Seems to be, if anything, overburied. And Karina thought, well, maybe just directly behind it. Needing to come around their own yellow here and just tap it just a wee bit to score 2. Tough shot, but needs to be made as Austria is trailing by 4. Last stone of the 7th end.
Sauber, ja. Ja, fest, fest, Linie. Fest. Geht schon weiter, 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 weiter. Fest. Weit nach außen, fest.
Working his hard for a line, really creeping up on the center line. Actually going to tick off the center guard. That's going to be a steal of 1 for USA.
Der Fünfer werden sie uns nicht geben.
I'm not even sure if we'll see an 8th end here, because that's going to bring the scoreline to 7-2 in favor of USA. Scoring 5 for Austria seems to be a bit of a tall task, but not wanting to let go of the playoff
It sure
chances here.
seems like
We'll
it.
have one more.
Didn't have problems with it.
So the 8th end is underway here. We only play 8 ends of mixed doubles curling. Could quite possibly be the last
Really hard.
last few stones here, as USA is up 7 shots to 2 on Austria.
Yeah, I think as soon as they are allowed to play takeouts, I think that's exactly what they're gonna do, knowing that well, they only need to remove 1 yellow stone for an extra end, and if they can get 2 out of the rings, they will have won the game.
Muss viel curlen. Oh, ganz weg, der geht durch.
Middle.
Middle 12?
Yep.
Not allowed any takeouts yet. Tabitha Peterson playing the freeze onto the
Nice,
2
nice.
back yellows.
Line's really good, Joe. Hard. Hard, hard, hard. Sorry.
And Joe Paul asking to try and rub it, roll out a little bit. Of course, that will mean it's not staggered. Easier to run it back.
Nur Länge.
6, 7,
Sehr viel
7.
Platz. Wow. Wow. Ganz sexy.
So on that over curling and catching the red as
Auf der Mark gestanden, oder?
Sebastian Winderer playing a bit of football here with the center guard. It's pretty easy to put back though, because it's where the pre-positioned stone is. So it's just putting it back to that tiny button, little ring on the ice.
You only need to get rid of 2 rocks, right?
Do you like a flap or just nose?
I mean, hit it a hair high, we might pick the back one.
Yeah.
2 yellows need to go in this end in order for USA to win the game.
Yep.
This is
Yep.
the first one gonna be gone right there. And she comes really close to getting both.
Sweet.
It's gonna be so
Good shot.
tough for Austria to score
Einfach
5 right
freeze.
now.
Vorne 5.
But it's not over till it's over. Just need to keep putting the yellow stones in there.
Sehr weit außen, Sebi.
7, 7, 8.
Das war's, kann man keinen Shake machen.
Ja.
And look at this sander. Nope.
That was Karina Todt just saying to Sebastian, well, you're just going to have to shake hands now. But that will stick around. So mathematically,
Besonders nicht.
it is, yeah, the 5 is still in play. And, well, I think they'll be shaking hands fairly soon, though. Tabitha Peterson just needing this 1 yellow to go. And the game will be over. There we are, and it is a win for USA. They've been really solid. We had a few good ends to start off with, but especially after halftime, USA just running away with it, and Austria not quite able to make the shots. So a 7 shots to 2 win for the Americans, as we have another few final scores out there, Sarah, and 1 game remaining.
Yes, so far from this first draw of the knockout stages, we have Russia, USA and Canada moving on to the quarterfinals. Slovakia, Austria, and New Zealand down in the Bs, just fighting now for Olympic points. And the game between Norway and Estonia is tied at 7 each. Norway with hammer in end number 8. So we see the line score there between USA and Austria. 7-2 finish. USA moves on to the quarterfinals. And the next round of knockout stages is today at 12:30. And we are going to be giving you the game between Scotland and Hungary, so make sure that you tune in for that. First, of course, there will be highlights from this game and an interview with Team USA.
Delta confirmed.
First session of the knockout stages, and we have USA facing off against Australia. In the first end, it's Austria. It's Austria sitting 2, and Joe Polo has a tap to score 1. He will come down to that red stone and tap it back enough, and it's a score of 1 for USA in the first end. In the second end, it's USA sitting shot after another nice tap by Joe Polo. And Karina Toth needs to tap their stone in for shot. Needs to be really precise with the angle here. And she has made a great one. Finds the backing, rolls in, and that will be the closest one to the pin. So a tied game after 2 ends. USA played a really good third end and ended up sitting 2 before Joe Polo's final draw. Just needs to put this in the 8 foot to score 3, but can't manage to drag this far enough. It will pull up short, and USA will have to settle for a score of 2 to move ahead 3-1. In the fourth end, Austria used her timeout to figure out some of these angles and how they were going to score 1. Some big weight from Karina Toth, and a great shot to move everything around in the 4 foot, and score of 1 for Austria to close the gap, now trailing USA 3-2. And in the fifth end, it's again Joe Polo with a draw for 3. Through a pretty tough port. There's no room to tap, just need to freeze. But again, just pulling up a bit short. This will stop in the 12 foot, so USA will have to settle for a score of 2 once again, but this also means that they move up to a 5-2 lead. And in the sixth end, Austria used their power play, but USA did really good to keep them from scoring multiple, and actually leaves Karina Toth with a draw against 2 American counters. They need this full 8 foot to score 1, but it will over curl, comes up a bit too short, and a steal of 1 for USA, so they will move ahead 6-2. USA kept putting the pressure on in the 7th end, leaving Karina with a very difficult tap to potentially score 2. Need to come around their own in the top 4 foot, but will over curl, wreck on the guard. Another steal for USA. They will be up 5 points with just the 1 more end to go. In the final end, Austria needed 5 to force the extra end. But with this takeout to the back yellow, Tabitha Peterson secures the win for USA and also a spot in the quarterfinals. Well deserved by the Americans, played a great game, and they will play again at 7:30 tonight. That's when the quarterfinal starts. We're gonna bring you an interview with Team USA, and join us again at 12:30 for the second round of knockout stages and the game between Hungary and Scotland.
So that's put you at top 8 for the world and secured USA Olympic points. What does that mean to you?
That's why we're here. We're here for the Olympic points. I want to get the U.S. into the games, and we're looking forward to the next round.
Not having qualified for the nationals earlier in the season, how's the journey been from there to at this point?
Well, yeah, we were happy that we were selected to go to the World Trials, discretionary pick, and we just kind of were like, well, let's just do this, why not? So we won 9 in a row there, and we've been kind of kept going with that this week here. So it's been really nice. We feel pretty good out there.
Any teams you want to play or don't want to play in the next stage, and why?
Not really. I mean, you have to beat everybody to win the thing, so I think we're just looking forward to the next game, and hopefully we go out there and play well.
Is it important to you to be be able to be the first world champions for USA in the mixed doubles?
That's the goal. I mean, we're one step closer winning this game today, so we got 3 more.
3 more to go.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you and good luck.
Thank you.